So we're gonna hopefully draw a lot of cards and kill our opponent that way, but it's probably more likely that our Terrabot will come through for the win for us. So I'm gonna go ahead, go over here, and we will make sure that my resolution is maxed out so it'll look nice for you guys if they're at home. Resume, and we're going to try an AI battle because I just don't. I want to just see if the client's going to work properly for us. It looks like it's doing pretty well so far. I feel like AI battles are a little bit better. Queso's joining me in channel. That's cool. Looks like we got... What's going on, Queso? This seems like an okay hand. I've got the 2 charge bots and the chaos key, so I've got plays for a little while, and yeah, this seems pretty good. I mean, I know I have 24 lands, so it's a pretty good chance I'll draw into land, so... Or resources, rather. Queso, do you have a mic? I can't hear Queso. His mic might not be working properly. You might need to do a test in the setup, Queso. Do a test in the setup on Ventrilo. I might have been visiting a base in Ramstein. So another funny thing, probably one of the dumbest things I've done in my entire life, and if you see, sometimes you'll see my actual picture of this. I'm a big Dance Dance Revolution player, or at least I was back in the day when it was huge, you know, in the early 2000s. When I discovered it, when I lived in England, I actually discovered it at Trafalgar Square, playing. Some people were playing it in the Trocadero, which has been since shut down, unfortunately. You know, I think I'll play another charge bot to become more aggressive here because he hasn't played anything yet. So we'll go ahead and do our... Anyways, so I discovered Dance Dance Revolution and picked it up and got it at home. So I was big into it, and I happened to be in Germany, and there was nowhere to play it. Like, the website didn't have any locations that were decently close to me. So the closest location was in France. And so... all my life, or not all my life, but like when I was in high school, instead of taking Spanish, like most people in the United States take Spanish because that's basically, you know, the second language of the United States. Yeah, so so I was thinking to myself in French class, you know, when am I ever going to use this language? So there I was in France. And I was like, man, I should have paid more attention in French class because I'm trying to, again, do my stupid American thing and find my way around France to get to this arcade. I'm like, look, I'm trying to get to an arcade, and I'm like using my hands to try to motion to these people where this arcade is. Oh, I should have done that for my second main phase, but this is fine. It was just another humorous. I mean, I felt like Jerry Lewis. Like everywhere I went in. I mean, if people are not too old to make that reference, everywhere I went in Europe, it was like, I'm Jerry Lewis. Well, I was in Nancy, or as Americans might say, Nancy, which is actually the people that spoke the best English were, of course, the youth. While I was there, ooh, what do I throw back in? I think I throw Renlock because he's going to be tougher to play than all the rest of these cards. So, yeah, everywhere I went, it was just a funny thing. And so these kids I meet in France at the arcade early in the day. They kind of walked me around. They had to have been no more than 11 or 12, and they spoke pretty good English. And they actually took me to a cathedral in France. And I do actually, of course, I'm a Christian, and so I enjoy going out to the cathedrals and seeing different stuff like that. They're like, this is the biggest cathedral in all of France. And I was like, whoa, yeah, yeah. Walking around this cathedral. Is he going to block? He shouldn't block here. So my control deck that's supposed to be playing lots and lots of cards is getting aggro-y on this computer player. I've been told
I
that...
think that's more of a real life situation.
What's that?
I think that's gonna happen if you ever play this against someone.
Oh, this aggro deck?
Yeah. Yes, aggro.
Yeah, I'll end up aggroing instead of playing lots of cards. Like I'm trying to do. I'm trying to draw lots of cards, play lots of cards. Yeah, so here's where it is that Shadow Grove Witch actually completely invalidated my Research Adept. He's basically a dead card in my hand now.
Or, you know, pay for to draw one.
No, I can't even... oh, wait, no, wait. He's not dead. He's almost dead. I can still use him as a blocker. I thought that his back end was 0 for some reason. So he's not completely dead. He's almost a dead card. He still draws me a card and can block for me.
Would it... If he had 0 defense, would the draw effect still happen?
Yes, I would still draw cards.
Or does he go to the...
Yeah. Because what would happen is his effect would go on the stack, and then as soon as he hit the ground, because like his effect goes on the stack as he's resolving, typically is what's supposed to happen, and then he as soon as he hits the ground, state-based effects take effect, and then he goes straight to the graveyard before I can do anything on the stack at that point.
Alright.
I'm not sure if I really actually want to Sapphire Charge this Corpse Fly here yet. I mean, I guess I could... There's no real reason for me to hit the Shadow Grove Witch, in my opinion, but I probably will, just to create a stale board state on my opponent's turn during his attack phase. Oh, that's probably the better one, actually. We're gonna... Because that guy's got more. So I'm glad I waited. That's another reason why you wait till the attack phase. And that's another reason why we cast things in our second main phase, because I would have killed his Corpse Fly, and I would have had no answer for this Vulture, which is what I'd rather kill. I think Shaggy's saying no, that wouldn't work with the Research Adept. As far as I know, like, his trigger still goes on the stack. Oh, and he still enters play, so I'm taking the 1 here, and then I'm going to kill this guy in his end step. Shaggy is out of town this weekend, I believe, so he is. It's nice of him to join my channel and hang out with me for this in the AM here. It's pretty early, even for me. So thanks for stopping by. If you haven't checked out Shaggy TV, go ahead and do that. He's another one of our Hex CCG Pro players. He dies in your hand if he has 0 toughness. No, he still sits in your hand. So the card's a card. Because he's not actually... right now he's a spell. As he's resolving, he's a spell. I'm on a slow bleed now. problem, man. It's your job. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Then it's a bug. Yeah, then if there's 0 toughness and then they're going to the graveyard, that should not happen because he's a spell at this point. He should die in your hand. No, I don't think that he should, but we'll agree to disagree. Wait a minute, what just happened? Is he... Oh, he's playing another Shadow Grove Witch. I thought... Oh, he's kidding. Okay. Do I double block the Shadow Grove Witch? I think I do with 2 of the charge bots to just take care of that. Actually, I can... I really don't want my research librarian to die. Yeah, well, let's see here. Hold on a second. Before I block. Oh, that's another issue here.
You should be able to press escape twice to undo that. Just hit no. What? No,
Nope.
Can't block?
Yeah, so as soon as I select something, it's trying to get me to block now, so that's a bug I'm gonna have to report. So now I have to block. Let's see. Did I really probably didn't want to.
Block and undo the block?
Hold on a second. Let's block with this guy. And then escape. No, I cannot. Once it's set.
Or click on it to undo the block?
Okay, I guess now. Okay, that's what it is. I had to click back on my own guy, but I should be able to just right click. That's what needs to be, the functionality that needs to be there to be more intuitive.
Yeah, no, like to cancel actions, I had to hit escape twice.
Right.
Something like that.
Let's see here. So, let's see. If I have 3 artifacts in play and 3 of these, that means that for this guy's ability, I only need 4. I want to draw cards. Got a Rage Fire to deal with some of this stuff. I think I'm just going to let the 3 through, that's fine. Because I have a pretty good chance of drawing a resource here. If it's the right one, I can Rage Fire something away. Like the Corpse Fly is probably what I'll Rage Fire away. Yeah, chosen. Here's a resource we need for Rage Fire, and Rage Fire is a basic action, where memorization is always good. Of course, I can draw a card with this. Let's go ahead and use our charge power to draw a card. Okay. I really feel like I need to get this Corpse Fly out of the way. I'd rather not have evasion on the board, but he's going to swing for 4 and then 5. Oh, this is another evasive one. I can block this with artifact troops though, so I can actually block this with a charge bot, so that's actually not a problem. So we're going to dump the Corpse Fly. Okay, it's on the stack. I need 5 to do anything with that, so it looks like a turn. I'll be passing a turn here. No reason to attack in. Hopefully I can get this, all this card drawing rolling pretty soon here. Oh, that's a must-answer threat. Of course, if I can stall him late and long enough, he'll kill himself. That on the board. Oh, he does go ahead and attack in, and he murders. What's he gonna murder? He murders before I declare blockers, which is kind of unwise. He's down to 1 card in hand. So that's an obvious block there, and I'll take 4 here. I do have the Chaos Key, so actually, you know what I'm going to end up doing is Chaos Keying this guy, which is a basic action, which means I have to do it during a main phase, unfortunately, which will leave me completely tapped out. Another one of the drawbacks of Chaos Key. There's that Terabot, which I cannot cast right now. I think I'd still rather Chaos Key this guy, although I won't be able to cast Terabot. And then cast a Dwarf in the following turn. Yeah, let's just go ahead and Chaos Key this guy. Chaos Key is one of the, for quite a while, was one of the only things we had to deal with constants that was sat on the table. Am I planning on blocking with this Ancestor's Chosen? Not at all, so I can attack him with him, and then I'll leave the charge bot up in case I decide to block with him. Oh, except I just skip my attack phase, of course, which I've done quite often as well. I really gotta think more. Of course, he'll swing away. I'll take 4, go to 7. Plays a nice 2/1 zombie, which I have charge block to block off if I have to. More Ancestors Chosen. It's nice, it's actually changing the value up here as I have different things going on. Okay, so this is pretty good. So I can play the Adept. I'm not really planning on attacking here, so I'm just going to go and play things during my first main phase. So let's see what I draw before I play this Research Adept. Draw another charge bot, so I can block. Or I could draw more cards. I think I'd rather draw more cards, actually, because I'm almost out of artifacts here. This will also make it so I can play this Terabot in the following turn, which is pretty important. Oh, another Terabot. Now this looks pretty promising now. So we're going to go ahead and pass the turn now. And if I have to block, I'm considering blocking with this Ancestral Spectre because my life total is so low. And of course I can block with a Research Adept because he's already done his job. He'll probably swing with the house here. Yeah, as he will. Okay. So I think I block Research Adept to one of the Shadow Grove Witches, and then the Ancestral Spectre to another Shadow Grove Witch here. And I'll take 2. Actually, you know what? I might actually throw my Chosen in front of this guy. This is one of the very few times when I might do that. Because I really just want to. That's a decent trade. I mean, I've got some more of these guys in the deck, so that's fine. I mean, we'll do it that way. And that means that cleans up the board state really nicely, and I should still be able to cast my. Oh no, I can't cast my Terabot. No, that was a mistake. That's fine. I still can cast a charge bot.
That's if you draw a resource, right?
Yeah, if I drew a resource, but I drew Oracle Song, so. That's fine though. I'm still in not a horrible position because I've stabilized the game state. He's at 0 cards in hand. So I'm in a pretty good position here, I feel like. I can Oracle Song here, I might as well. Oh, there we go. So we definitely want Chosen over the Spectre here because I want to keep throwing stuff in the deck on the following phase. No reason to attack in, of course, because I need to block this witch. So I'm on the back foot right now. Terabot should actually stabilize the board state nicely for me. There's that Corpse Fly, which doesn't matter too much. I'm probably going to throw away my Chosen my Spectre here because Terrabot's going to do more for me in the air, even though this one would have cantripped for me. And I'm going to throw more in the deck anyways. So we're going to throw away that Spectre because of his corpse fly. I really could have sworn this used to cost 4. It's good that I mean, I think the 3 cost is better. It's pretty good for that. So he's still going to attack in, so I'm going to go ahead and double block him with charge bots. Yeah, he'll make the tradesies. That's fine. That was another mistake. Oh my gosh. Because now I can't cast my Terrabots. You really got to... there's so much to pay attention to. That was pretty bad. Well, that's a pretty good draw. Top deck there, though. It's like he knew I had Terrabots in hand. Except that he didn't. He's just going to mindlessly keep attacking because he's a computer player. Draw more cards. So far, the drawing of cards is happening more often than not. Ooh, there's a resource for me to play in a Rage Fire. This will be the second time I can play it. Although I don't really need to at this point, so I'm just going to hold it. 2 resources left. I don't want to play this Rage Fire on his Corpse Fly. I'd rather save it for something bigger, and this time it's 4 damage because we've already played 1. So the escalation should have happened. No reason to attack in. So I want this guy to just keep making dudes. He shouldn't attack in.
Have you tried
Go ahead.
Have you tried a Renlock and a 1 cost action deck?
I haven't yet. But I mean, I'd still want to have a nice curve. I'd like some 2s and 3s in there, obviously. So, I mean, I can try that if you want after this. We can try to put something together. So Rage Fire can definitely go to this guy.
It gets ridiculous.
Sure. Yeah, Rage Fire is a better target with the Vulture for sure. There's a turreted wall. Not enough to play Terrabot yet, although if I play the turreted wall I will be able to on the following turn. So we're just going to take down this Vulture. And then play the turreted wall. And then next turn I can play my Terrabots. And this is going to put him actually on a 14 turn clock. Yeah. Which is kind of funny. Yeah, this deck does seem to want to stabilize the board state and then just kind of sit with your opponent, so turreted wall does that pretty well. Oh, he's going to murder my Spectre or my turreted wall? Probably my Spectre. He murders the Chosen, okay. I guess that's a priority target for him, but now he's basically stalled the game out. I think if I was in his position I would have killed the Spectre actually. I can play Terrabots, so that is what I'm going to do.
How many Rage Fires are in the deck?
There's a playset, so this is 8 actually, and actually that's going to make it game once I get him down to 8 health, because I can just go straight into the face with that. I should have attacked him with my Spectre and cast this guy in the second main phase. So that's a mistake there. That's a play mistake there. Again, I'll admit to all my play mistakes as I'm just trying to kind of progress through games, and I see them as I'm doing things way too quickly. Okay, so we'll play this in the second main phase. Attack step. So this guy's fine for blocking that guy. He doesn't have any haste because he's playing blood, so I should be fine to swing in with this Terrabot here. And then I'll play this other Terrabot in my second main phase. Yep. It's very likely he wouldn't have blocked with either one of them, but I prefer to just... I typically play things a lot more... I'm giving him an extra turn by doing this. He could have blocked, but if I had attacked him with 2 and then I could have rage fired for the win, but I typically do things more conservatively when I play. Plus, turreted wall is going to take him down 1 and then I can rage fire for the win before combat anyways, the following turn. Yeah, he finally killed my Spectre. With, oh, he gained all that health. Wow. Well. So I guess I'm back to the waiting game at this point. Let's play this guy. I like to play this guy in the first main phase just because he draws me a card, and I like to see what that card is. Another Spectre, sure. We'll just keep drawing cards.
Infinite loop, yeah.
Yeah. Well, eventually it should get to that. Obviously, he's killed my guy to keep throwing guys in there, so I can attack in actually with both Terrabots, and that's some beats there, some good beats. Take him down to 11, because I've got blockers, plenty of blockers up now. Okay, so this guy's got no target. Because he'll hit my Rage Fire, which does nothing because it's not a creature. He gives creatures -2/-2. When he's comes into play in your hand, he does that to your opponent's hand. So, oh, let's draw another card. I like drawing cards. Sapphire's Charge. So I'm gonna kill him before I even go to combat here. I'll just Sapphire's Charge to the face, accept, and then Rage Fire to the face. Yay! It worked. This is like the first time this deck has worked.
How many times have you tried it before?
Like at least 3 or 4 times. But I made some changes which I feel were pretty good. The Terrabot I felt like was really good for it. Pulling out some of the other things were good. The turreted wall seemed to be okay. Other than that, that was like the main changes there that I made. Otherwise I was doing what I was supposed to do, draw lots of cards, and eventually just take over the board state with card advantage.
What's that one of you have? The ruby?
The one of this is a chaos key. Or
No,
you're
no,
talking about
the
this?
ruby
Oh,
one.
that's a Burn to the Ground. So it's on a late game. If I have lots of resources, I can actually cast that. Of course, Ragefire does can do a better job if I got more of them. But if I didn't draw any of these and then I top deck this, you know, it's pretty much like dealing that 8 damage that we just did. It's more possible. Also, it takes care of troops, so it has a dual purpose. So, like in the deck, we've got, how much spot removal do we have? We have, what, 9? Spot removal? 10. 10 if you count with Chaos Key. We have 10 spot removal cards, which is pretty good, especially when we're drawing lots of cards. The only problem is when something's untargetable, which I ran up against yesterday, was someone had a creature with Spell Shield. Then I have to get enough blockers in play. It was that giant like Sphinx thing. It was a 7/7 flyer with Spell Shield, which is great for like a control-y deck. Ooh, Enigma engine's on. Right now I wouldn't expect a lot of people to be on, so I might. Alright, awesome. This guy's awesome. Nice to see you again, Enigma.
Greetings.
So you playing or you just chilling?
Oh, I'm playing.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you down a little bit because I noticed you were a little loud the other day. So for my viewers, so I'm gonna manually turn you down. Just give me a second.
Is it me or is Enigma's mic creating a lot of static?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I've been messing with it because in my TeamSpeak we've been having issues, so I'm not certain if it's the mic itself, because I got it from somebody else, or if it's just the fact that I had to increase the volume for the TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I'm turning your volume down. I turned it down 50%. I think I'm gonna go down to 40% here.
I could only understand half of that.
Turn them down in your. If you right click on them and go to other, you can turn them down manually, and so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I used vent before. Let's see.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge you, Enigma, with my silly dwarf deck that I have been working with. This dwarf combo-y, combo, slow, draw lots of cards, hopefully take over the game state, board state deck.
Hey, Enigma?
I think you should be good now to talk, because once I reduced your volume, you weren't breaking up as much.
Yeah, I need to restart Ventrilo in administrative mode.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, just so everyone's aware, if you come into my Ventrilo and you have like, if you're playing a game that's in administrative mode, you need to start Ventrilo in administrative mode. Otherwise, you won't be able to click in because the program Ventrilo won't see your click-ins while something else is in administrative mode. They have to be on the same priority level, basically. This doesn't look that great, but I have plays, so I'm going to keep it.
Hey, Enigma?
Yes.
I realize I've been, like, completely absent from the guild. Have I been removed?
What was, which player name were you?
Kaosu.
You might have been.
Do you want me to call you Kasu? I've
Like
been calling you Queso, like from that '70s show.
You've been calling me cheese.
I don't see you. Maybe.
Yeah, I was supposed to be a patron, and then, like, sometime during the summer I got super busy, so...
Yeah, I know back when I was running a guild, it was typical that I would, if someone was like, I'd say 2 months, if they were gone for 2 months, I would remove them and all their alts. If they hadn't been online for 2 months, so as long as I had seen them that they were online, then I wasn't too worried about it. These war bot factories, I don't know. I don't think I like them at all, really. Are you playing the pre-con?
No.
Biggest problem with these is you gotta wind them up, basically, to me. And I guess that's the theme with all dwarf stuff, is kind of like, we're gonna build stuff, and it's gonna not do very much for quite a while, and then all of a sudden it does stuff. But typically, with when you're talking about card games like this, we want things to do things as soon as possible. The sooner the better. And we'll find out. Plus, it's like, was it 4 counters? It's 4 counters for a worker bot.
But only the first one. After that, it's 3.
Oh, okay. Is it countdown?
No, it creating a worker bot triggers itself.
Oh, okay. Pretty slow match here for us. Yeah, not too many plays right now for me. I wouldn't try to kill your defensive troop anyways. Even if I could.
So you want me to give you something to kill?
No. Oh, there you go. There's your Terabot.
Yeah, I see you being demoted to Acolyte for inactivity. I don't see anything about you being removed from the guild, so I'm not sure what happened.
I could not understand that.
He says you're an acolyte, but he doesn't know why you're not in the guild now. I'll be the in-between guy.
Oh no, there you are. Yeah, Acolyte.
Yeah, it's been...
Yeah, so you're still on the roster.
Wait, what? I'm still on?
Yeah, you're still on the roster. Because we decided, like, I've been like convincing people that Alpha's not out yet, so to be very generous with the activity requirements for the Acolyte level, but because we had promoted you to Patron, we had different requirements for them.
Yeah.
Huh. It's debatable. I think I play Renlock here because he's better beats. Because if he swings with his Terabot, I can swing in response, and it's the same amount of damage. Even though he's got a blocker and his clock will be ahead of mine. Okay, pay one less. This guy is really good comboed with the Terabot, but I haven't seen the Technical Genius, like, a lot of value in him otherwise. Okay, so we're going to start exchanging blows here.
Yeah, I felt like all the discussion before Alpha, it was all the same old stuff, and I really didn't feel like discussing the same thing over.
Yeah, and it can be difficult. Even like obviously I'm one of the Hex CCG Pro guys, and coming up with articles and different things like every week, it's difficult to come up with more than, we would usually somehow go into like an hour and a half, 2 hours of discussion, but I think it's more because we were just bullshitting than anything else, which can be okay. So let's go attack step, and I'll swing in. No real reason not to swing in here, because he doesn't have anything at instant speed, I would think, especially because he's all diamonds. I guess he could have returned my guy to my hand.
Sapphire?
Sapphire, I mean. Yeah, ugh, not diamond, sapphire. Draw my card. So my card advantage is here. I just can't cast the things I need to just yet. Of course, that can change if once these factories actually come online, which could happen pretty soon.
Right now.
Right now, yep. Getting lots of dudes. So I guess that's the combo. You're making lots of dudes, basically. Yeah, take the 3 here. Flock of seagulls, which I can completely ignore. Are they all? Oh, they're all defensive. Okay.
Yes, they are.
That makes it even worse. I mean, I know it's to build something and to make sure that you don't die and all that stuff, but yeah.
This is actually slow for this deck because I haven't drawn any of my card draw.
Right. Yeah, obviously my card advantage on you is pretty bad right now for you. Ooh, there we go. So we're gonna play this to stop the hemorrhaging this turn. We're gonna play this Terabot to stop the hemorrhaging, and then next turn hopefully I'll have something to do. I'm kind of saving this, my Chaos Key that he sees in play. I could swing in now, but he can actually kill things with his defensive guys, and I'd rather just keep my guys in play at this point, so he's stabilized the board state on my side. I kind of wonder what was going on last night, because I tried to get on and like nothing was working. I think that's always like what they do is they leave the servers up because I guess they can patch them while they're up or something, and then while they're doing that, like nothing is playable.
Yeah, literally like I'd say like 10 hours ago they just like stopped playing at all.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Well, it wasn't 10 hours. It was like for me it was like at 9 o'clock Central Time, so that would have been 7 hours ago.
I know it was around 4, yeah, or like a little bit before 4 my time on PST.
Oh, okay.
Because I was waiting for my friends to get here for some gaming.
Sure. Oh, what were you gonna play?
We play Pathfinders on Saturdays.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, actually, I DM'd for a little while, and I actually have some modules that I can send your ways if you want to see them. You can adapt them if you like. Okay, so obviously you're gonna see both of these cards, but I have to make sure I play them properly. Because here's under Magic, if I had 2 shocks in hand, I would just double shock the Terabot, but because I have 2 Rage Fire in hand, I want to kill something, like I'm going to kill his Technical Genius, and then the other one becomes 4, which will allow me to kill his Terabot, and then I can swing it with my Terabot. Of course, it won't matter because he's got a flock of seagulls, so I actually won't be swinging him, but you know what I'm saying. Actually, you know, I might just kill the flock of seagulls. That's fine, we'll do it that way. So the first one goes to the flock of seagulls, and because it's not combat damage, it goes ahead, it'll kill it here, and Renlock will activate, of course, drawing me a card. And then,
You actually do have a blue-red version of this deck with Rage Fire in it as well.
right.
I didn't think about Renlock though.
I have a 2 of him because he's a buff, in my opinion, for this deck. And I don't run a ton of spells for him. You know, it's not like, because like it's the same thing like if you're running what's it called, Snapcaster Mage. You have to run enough spells to support Snapcaster Mage because he's a buff for those spells.
Yeah, because I'm only running I think 4 Oracle Songs and 4 Rage Fires, so I'm not sure if that's worth it.
Yeah. So at this point I can get a little offensive and actually swing back with my Terabot. He's got a ton of defensive guys, and his ground dudes that can attack don't match up well against mine. So deal a 3 damage and put him on a clock now. And my card advantage is pretty superior right now too, so board position looks pretty good for me, but he might have something that he can make a comeback here. Of course he didn't get his card drawing. That's decent card draw there, of course. Tons and tons. I'm not going to... The ground is yours, sir. I am not getting through on the ground at this point. If you could put all these guys in the air, that would be pretty crazy. Or if there was something you could do to make it so all your defensive guys lose defensive, that would be pretty neat too. But I don't think a card like that exists right now.
I suppose you could turn them into Warhawks.
He could turn them into Warhawks, yeah.
That-
That would be a pretty good play if he could do that.
That's what I started with, Slaughter Gear, but I actually went somewhere else.
He could play a 1-of in here. Slaughter Gear, I guess.
Yeah, I actually had one of originally, and there wasn't room for him.
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and go to my attack step and do things properly, and we'll cast spells in our second main phase because there's really nothing to do otherwise. So at this point he's got a lot of cards in play, but most of them I can pretty much ignore. these Warbach factions, etc. Like, so Chaos Key is really, it has no target, no viable target for me. That's why I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, I think Chaos Key is going to cause you to win this match, even if I get my card I need.
Right, and yeah, it's insurance right now at this point. So casting a Sapphire's Charge is good because it basically was free if you consider that I'm going to play this Terabot now for one less. And then I've still got 4 resources, which will allow me to play this Research Adept to draw another card. And I'm out of resources at this point. Of course, if I had counter magic, it would be debatable, depending on what my opponent had, to make it look as though I had some sort of response for him. But right now, counter magic is in rotation, and we all know that. So, or if I had some sort of instance.
Yeah, it definitely makes the value of some decks and some cards a lot less. Like, there's currently a deck that's running around that's just Life Siphon, and literally you can't do anything about it because you just like extinctions, and then Life Siphons for like 12.
Sure, and that makes sense to me. The big problem with Life Siphon, like we've talked about on the Procast, is, you know, it just doesn't affect the board state. It's just more or less direct damage. So it's debatable that.
Would you have been able to cast?
Go ahead.
Would you have been able to cast the Adept first and then the Terabot? I mean, wait, does Terabot is it just artifacts?
Yeah, it's dwarfs and robots.
It's
actually.
dwarfs and robot or artifacts and dwarfs. So I cast the Sapphire Charge first, which made it, the Sapphire Charge became free virtually.
Then
I think his question was you
you're
cast
casting
the
then you pay
Adept
2?
second.
I could have cast the
you have
Adept
casted the Adept
first if I wanted to. Yeah, I could have. If I counted things out properly, but I'm trying to play through quickly, obviously, to keep the games rolling through. So this will I'll probably win here. So swing in with the 2 Terabots, which you cannot block. And then during my second main phase, I've got 8-point Rage Fire to the face.
Yeah, that's win.
Yeah, did you have anything else that you wanted
No,
to do
I
on
got
your
nothing.
turn? Okay, so we'll go ahead and progress to another game. Was there something, someone had made a request to me that they wanted to see me do something. I'm casting that guy on the stack, which I shouldn't be able to do. Oh, it didn't draw me a card though.
For some reason, my defeat screen is broke.
Oh, it just looks silly.
Well, it comes up and then it goes back down, so I just get a blank screen with no continue button, so I have to like concede to get out.
Right. We had a thing happen earlier where it is that one of my creatures had 0 tough, or I thought it might have 0 toughness in my hand, but it actually had 0 power. But if something did have 0 toughness in your hand, it should stay in your hand, right? Because someone's saying it
Yeah,
would
it does.
die in my hand, and I'm like, that no, because it's a spell at that point, and as it's hitting the
Because
ground.
they changed
Go ahead.
They changed Mortar Strike just for that reason, because it used to do damage to cards in your deck, and now it just destroys them straight out.
Sure, I'm saying like, yeah, like the card, like it was negative, like if it was 0 toughness and it's sitting in my hand, it doesn't just, I just don't discard it from my hand. I actually just sit with it, and then if I play it, any triggers it has goes on the stack, and then it should die, is what should happen. Should I play the Dwarf combo again? I'm enjoying the Dwarf combo. We'll play it again. Unless somebody has any requests. Again, requests, and I can actually make decks as well, of course. This is not a keeper at all. No. And this is also not really a keeper. No, I don't like this. Okay, I'm okay with this. Not great, but it'll do for now. Oh, you're playing the thing that's gonna extinction me, or whatever, extinction, and then.
No, that's not this deck. I don't run that deck.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So, because he's most likely in, because I look at his champion and I see, he can't really kill my guy right away. I considered not casting this Ancestor Chosen, because you could kill him right away, but I just remembered that all the cards in the set, you don't have a 1-drop that can kill him, so, directly, that I can remember. Again, that comes down to memorizing the cards in the set and the rotation. So it's always good to do some memory work with the cards. So you can think to yourself, what could he possibly do with blood? Well, we all know that he can murder me, but that's going to take him 3 turns, and by that time this guy's activated 3 times. So that seems like pretty good value to me. We'll do this properly. We'll go to our attack phase, swing in, and we'll play some cards on our second main phase. And we'll play these charge bots. Run across any more bugs? It seems like you're like the bug guy for finding stuff in Enigma.
It's just I noticed the one with the life drain one, so I kind of went and explored.
Right, yeah. I made sure to post on that thread. There's some funny things people were saying on that thread, I thought. Actually, I had to go back and read some stuff. Like, when the one guy was like, well, it shouldn't work that way. And actually, he was right.
A lot of people last played Magic like 10-15 years ago, so...
Right. Right, yeah.
They don't realize how it's changed and evolved into something that's a lot more, makes a lot more sense and kind of like allows for more complicated timing.
Well, I mean, they made the complications less, so by taking damage off the stack, and then they also made lifelink as part of the damage event. So actually, what should happen, according to that, what I read was that because damage happens all the same time, you'll get your lifelink health. So yes, you wouldn't actually ever go to 0. You would get your lifelink health as part of the damage. So it would cancel out. So it would keep you alive even if you went to 0. But under the old rules, you would go down to 0 and then come back up because you could go down to 0. And then there was a lot of convolutions. By taking damage off the stack, it really helped a lot of things out. Ooh, there's that Fang, Claw of the Mountain Gods. Of course, I'm not sure that you can attack in with them. I guess you could. Yeah, my clock is probably shorter than yours. So yeah, I can't really attack into that guy. I'm definitely liking charge bots with the this champion's power. That's definitely a good thing, I'm thinking. Nothing to play in my second
Yeah,
main
a lot of people
phase,
like
'cause I'm
he's
not
really
gonna
slow.
attack anyways. Go ahead.
I'll say most people say he's like really slow, but I'm like, well, if you're gonna play him in a dwarf deck, you're gonna run charge bots, so you're at least gonna get 1 free card draw per game, and that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm not actually doing anything during my attack phase. That's why I cast this stuff in my first main phase. Otherwise, I would have waited. Now I am out of cards, which is not a good place to be in as a control player with Sapphire. Both Ruby and Sapphire are notorious for having instant speed cards. No reason to block him because I can swing back through. Our clock is he's taking me by 5. I'm taking him by 4. But then he's actually there we go. There's another blocker for him, so that works pretty well. Yep. So I'm in a bad position now.
Is battle supposed to be combat damage? I remember there was a Someone used a squirrel and battled my seagulls and it didn't die.
No.
So
Well, yes, yeah. Battling would be combat damage in that case. Or no, it's not. That would be outside of combat. You're right. Huh. Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, yeah, the way it's worded, I wouldn't really think, oh, that's combat damage.
Right.
But then the seagull didn't die, so
Almost forgot to use my research librarian. You really got to pay attention to where it says basic on these cards. You really do. Might have to try to block one of his claws here. Yeah, I'd much prefer to stabilize the board state because I feel like now he's at 1 card in hand. So what I'm going to do here, I could hold my Spectre and then start swinging with him, but I think I'm actually going to triple block one of his claws. Let me see here. He's got resources up so he can murder. He's got 1 card in hand. At this point, it's like, how sure am I that he has a murder in hand? Because if he has a murder, then I need to throw everything at him, and then he can kill more stuff.
And I get to pick what I kill too. That's the other big thing.
Right, yeah. So let's see. We're looking at the. I'll go ahead and go to blockers here, and let's see here. So if I were to block with everything, you could actually kill my entire board state. I think, yeah, you could, because it's.
Because I could murder the Spectre.
You could kill almost all of my board state. The 1 card in hand. See, I can't even see his face right now, so like I can't even try to read him. This is where like the small amount of bluffing in this game comes in. I think that I go ahead and
you
just.
could give yourself a turn by just
I don't think I want to do that. I'd rather just stabilize the board state here. But unfortunately, I'll be handing him a research librarian too, so that's fine. We're gonna actually block all with against one of his guys. And this way, if he murders one, I can still kill him. And I'll take the 5 here, and then I can Chaos Key the other one in the following turn, which will somewhat stabilize the board state for me.
Wow, this really weird damage interface.
It does the job, though, really. I like it better than Magic's. Oh, of course, there you go. So, yep. Still in a really bad position now. Now I'm going to have to chump off the guy for a little while. So I have to Chaos Key one of these at this point, and I'll have to chump the other one. I have to chump the guy as he comes through on this following turn. And he, of course, knows that, so I'm not really giving anything away. And there's no reason for me to swing in here. Because if I did swing in, he could top deck a murder and then swing in for 5 more damage. I'd rather have the 2 blockers because I'm chumping no matter what. If he murders in response to my chump block, that would be a really bad play on his part because his guy would still be blocked. Oh, he's swinging with the Chosen too, huh? So he's gonna go guy for guy with me. I'm not sure I would have swung with the Chosen. I like to keep him around, but...
Yeah, I don't think either one of these decks like to mulligan.
What did I do? Did I mold back to 5? I can't remember. I mold back pretty far.
Yeah, you mold the 5, I mold the 4.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, because my 5 card hand had no sources at all.
Oh, well, such is life.
Wow, okay. Good game.
It's gonna get worse, yep. So now I
Oh,
can just,
jeez Louise.
now I can chump block him for days.
And I'm actually on my own clock.
Yep. So, someone's asking about the client sound effects, and there's no way to turn down the sound effects when it's damage to the player, unfortunately. Juggernaut, I'm very sorry about that. There's really nothing I can do. I think even if I mute all the sounds, they still come through, right? Is that right?
I don't know, I currently have my sounds muted. I haven't been paying attention because I've been listening to people's streams at the same time.
Oh, I see.
So I guess I'll pay attention here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll turn off the sound after this one for you guys. Anything for my viewers. I'll see if I can turn it down on Windows. I'm gonna chump block with Ancestors Chosen. Yeah, that's fine. We'll block him with that. I'd like to be able to swing in with this, so maybe. Actually, I probably won't. Let me see what I can do with the Windows. Open volume mixer. I'm trying to open it. Alright, I turned hex down to like 15, and we'll see if that helps out in the Windows volume mixer. Oh, a Fang of the Mountain God. Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to turn it up now a little bit because it just got really low. I'm not sure why it is, but I'm always like one of these people where I'm like, oh no, 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 it has to be exactly 50. I can't have like random values here and there.
No, that's not what I wanted to see.
Yeah, I know, right?
You casted it full straight up too.
Yeah, I did. That feels about as bad as like casting that 2/2 Kithkin for 4. You know what I'm talking about? The one that's like you start at the start of the game.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the set where I switched over to WoW TCG. So I don't really know.
Oh, okay, from in Lorwyn, yeah. So I can actually double block his Claw of the Mountain God, and then he'll have to. He can't kill both of my guys, so it'll be a 1-for-1 trade there, which seems pretty good. And he's got 0 cards in hand, so I know he doesn't have the murder. This is a point in the game where resources aren't as important as having cards in hand to bluff with, so if you were to top deck a resource, it would be more advantageous for you to just hold on to it, especially when it's well known that certain colors have access to certain things, or certain shards have access to certain spells. So, like murder. And that was a pretty good play on his part.
Yeah, what you actually wanted to do was just chump block with your chosen, swing in, and automatically die.
Oh, because the... Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have done that.
I'm taking
You
3
would have
damage.
dealt 3. Yeah, I guess I could have done it that way as well. Yeah, I should have looked at the board state a little bit closer. Again, because I like drawing cards, I'm going to play this in my opening main phase. This is too bad. So I'll play him. I'll play that during my second main phase. So I'll just swing with the single chosen right here, just in case he top decks another murder. I'd prefer just not to take any more damage. Play this research adept and not draw any cards. I probably actually could have swung with the Spectre. I probably should have there.
Oh, yeah, you got me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of happened to stabilize there. Otherwise, you would have had me a lot earlier with the what was it? Three of Claw the Mountain God.
Yeah, 3 of them.
That seemed pretty good.
I should have kept my opening hand. The only reason why I tossed it because it didn't have any Sapphire in it.
Yeah, hitch slap. I did mess up there. Misplay there. Yeah, I should have chumped and then swung in. Of course, he might have top decked a murder, and then I would have been in a bad position as well. So I typically, I am one to play more, I'm more conservative with my plays, especially because I have one really bad, actually I shouldn't have played that resource, I should have held it. I had a really bad time where I swung in with Overrun on an opponent in a pre-con tournament, and he fogged me. And I was like 1 point over what I needed to kill him. And ever since then, I think that situation has taught me to be a lot more conservative with my plays.